and we miss it by maybe a foot. Like, I almost blasted this bitch. Like, this boy was almost smoked.
Go.
I'm sorry. Welcome to episode 6 of Project Blacklist. Sorry for our random breakout of laughter because we're fucking idiots and we don't know how to start the show like fucking professionals.
I'm not sorry.
I'm a professional. I comb my hair over sometimes.
Okay. I am here with my co-hosts Brian and Shahan.
What's up,
Hello.
Yo.
And today's episode is gonna be fun. It's kind of one that's just it's really more questioning things than really having an answer to them. Except for the main topic. And the main topic, I think, is something that all three of us are going to be very excited to talk about just because of the stories that we have together when we were all living in the same area. So our main topic today is why driving makes us happy. And honestly, I think the first person that I really want to hear from is Shahan, because of the fact that he's been in the car industry and in the community less than both Brian and myself. So Shahan, in the past 6 years that you've really gotten into cars, 5-6 years you've gotten into cars, I want to hear your side of it, man.
Okay. So it all started with the video games, of course, right? So I'd play these games. Midnight Club Dub Edition was like probably my favorite one. Need for Speed Undergrounds and all that. And I was always stuck in my parents' house. I had really strict fucking parents and shit. They wouldn't let me get my license because they didn't want me to leave the house and hang out with white people or whatever they hate. So I joined the military and I'm like, wait, I'm free. Like, I'm at my first base. I'm like, dude, I have money. I can do whatever I want. I can get my license and I can get a car. And I started looking at listings and all that. And like, again, I pretty much forgot about the fact that, as a kid, I played all these games and stuff. So I was like, dude, I saw the listings and I saw like all these sports cars and I was like, dude, I could get something fun, something in a manual. I didn't know how to drive stick at the time, but I was still going to get a stick anyway. Like that was a guaranteed thing. So, yeah. And then I saw my 3000 GT for sale and I was like, dude, wouldn't that be crazy if I bought a car that I literally had in these games that I used to play as a kid in real life, and like I actually did it. So that's kind of how like my love for cars kind of like re-emerged. I was always in love with them as a kid. I just didn't know anything about them until I finally had the practical aspect of it in front of me.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like that a lot. So obviously, based on the last episode, when people start when people listen to it, they're going to know that your first car was the 3000 GT.
Yeah.
And obviously you have big plans for it now, and I think
sell it, man.
Yeah, and it's crazy because Brian and I have been the biggest fans of yours in selling that car. And,
I can't, bro.
And you know what? I understand because your car actually has potential. Your car has potential to be something insane that the market in the car scene has never seen, which I'm fucking super stoked about seeing in the future. I just think it's so awesome that somebody that was never really into cars really, and physically in that lifestyle, was able to adapt to it like so quick and
yeah.
Instantly fall in love. And you are a fucking studier. Like you study your shit. So like you hear about something instantly on Google, and trying to figure out everything about it. And
That's how I am.
It's crazy because as somebody that has like worked on cars a lot and done so much different shit with cars, there are some things that you say that I just don't understand. It's just the truth.
I don't have the whole hands-on thing down yet, but on paper, I know my shit on paper,
You do. And I respect that a lot because there always has to be somebody there that can, say what on paper it should do. And then, that obviously you have like the implementators and the people on both sides, that can kind of weigh in. So it's awesome just to see like your growth within, the car community. And, obviously you've talked about actually getting into the community, but like what is like, I guess my question is, what is the one main thing that you enjoy the most about it? What is the one main thing you enjoy the most about it?
I think it's honestly, I'm not even gonna say it's like the driving really. I think it's building cars. Like I think it's like having an idea and then working towards it and then like seeing the slow progression of your car becoming this picture that you had in your head.
Yeah.
Like I just love it. Like cars to me are just like it's an art form. Like I love, like just working on it, adding like even like little tiny things like just make me so happy. Like I just love the visuals and the feeling, but I do love the driving as well. It's just that, like I've never been on a track or like any of that stuff. So I feel like I haven't gotten the right exposure to driving. It's just I'm going on like back roads and this and that, right? But I definitely love like, sound is huge to me. Like I want to hear my car. I love that when I'm actually driving. But I think the main thing that I really enjoy is just like the build, like the visuals, the looks, the whole platform, like everything, like all that. Seeing the whole progress of my car is what makes me happy.
Honestly, dude, that's incredible. I love that. Like that's
Hell yeah.
a lot of the people will say, "Oh, I just love the culture." I honestly, Brian, I don't know if this is going to be your answer, but I fucking hate that answer.
Same.
It's so unbelievably general.
Yeah.
Because there are so many fucking different cultures within the car scene
Yep.
that you cannot say, "Oh, I just love the culture."
Van
It is
culture?
the most.
Hell yeah, brother.
Nah, fam, I'm good. Thanks, though. I cannot stand when people say, "Oh, I love the culture," because if all you're gonna say is you love the culture, that means you don't really love cars. You have to love a specific thing in order
Yeah.
to really love it. Like personally, I love the Euro scene. I love the European scene of cars. I think it's incredible. I think it's elegant but badass
Mhm.
in their own ways that a lot of people don't see and understand until they actually experience it. So that's the culture side of things for me. But Brian, I want to hear your side of it, man. I want to know, what really makes the car scene your thing. Like, what really made you love it, and what's your number one thing now that you love the most about it?
So everyone know, like you guys know, I'm an aesthetics guy. I love the look of a low car.
Mhm.
I don't remember, it was probably my first or second semester in college, walking around just seeing people in San Diego like drive these super dumped cars every day, fucking wheels with like big lips just shining in that sunlight. Like they
Hashtag
just
Cali
polished
boy.
them, bro. I'm telling you,
That
they
angle.
just polished them that morning, and
Yeah.
it was just like seeing that and being like, "Yo, that's awesome." And then going to like meeting people that were into it, going to the car scene, like going to car meets. The people there made the event for me. So to me, I think back then it was the people that I loved the most, because it's like obviously without knowing about cars and TJ Hunt, I would have never talked to Jake like this. He would have never
Yeah.
introduced me to Shahan,
Yep.
and obviously we wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Now though, what I love the most, and I came to this realization on Thursday because I switched cars out at lunch. I was driving my Jeep. It was a really nice day. I decided to take the Subaru to work. It's just that feeling of like, yo, this is so much fun to drive a car I love. Day in, day out. No one can tell me I can't drive it. No one can tell me I can't take it somewhere. That now is what I enjoy the most about the car scene.
Yeah, I love that, man. And kind of going back to your Subaru, I know in episode 4, I believe it was, we talked about your Subaru and we talked kind of minor plans on what you want to do with it. But I am really excited to see, within the next month or so, what you come up with. And I would love to revisit the topic of, what your build plan is for your car. Kind of like what we did with Shahan's 3000 GT build.
True.
I'm excited to see that because, all three of us have very different styles
Yes.
as far as our cars. Shahan is definitely more the JDM scene. Brian, you are definitely more the aesthetic stance boy scene.
Hell yeah, brother.
And I am straight up clean, simple,
Luxury.
but it's just luxury. I love luxury, but I also, my thing with luxury is like, I like to make it different. I like to show that it's not just a normal luxury car. Like, I like having those little hints in a car that really, really show what it is. Whether it's a car that looks stock but sounds insane, or a car that's completely blacked out and slammed to the ground. I'm down for
Yeah.
that too. I
You also
love
have
that.
like a muscle side, don't you?
I do have a muscle side as well because that's what I grew up in. So
Yeah.
I'm obviously I'm from Detroit. I'm from the Detroit area rather. I grew up in the muscle car scene. So I grew up with Mustangs and Corvettes and Camaros and Challengers and Chargers and all these other older vehicles, you know, late in early 60s, you know, old muscle cars, like old muscle cars, like cars that nowadays people consider to be lowriders. So I
Yeah.
grew up in that scene, like old Impalas that you see like in California on hydraulics, you see here in Michigan slammed to the ground, bagged, like sitting on the floor when they're parked. And it is the most insane thing to see because they have big ass Detroit steel wheels, which are a very famous brand out here in Michigan that everyone loves in the older scene. So yeah, I mean, I do have a muscle car scene to me, but you know, my perfect vision is to have 3 cars. Okay. So
Okay.
I'm just going to say right now with the cars that are out right now, my perfect setup,
Like brand new cars.
brand new or older.
Okay.
So my perfect scene right now is the new Audi RS Q8
Yup.
for a daily. Fucking love that thing. The next car, which is more on the muscle side, would be a 2016-17 Mustang GT350 twin turboed. Okay.
Yup.
And then the third car would be a German sports car, really, honestly. Any, you know, an older GT3 or GT4 or even just a Cayman or a Turbo S, something along those lines. I would love. That is my perfect setup.
Hell yeah.
Love it. But I mean, I guess I should probably talk about myself as far as why driving makes me happy. Because I asked both of you. Didn't really talk about it myself because I like having you
Let
guys
us
go.
ask you.
Ask me,
Why
please.
does driving make you hate your life? I mean,
Oh,
happy.
Well, it makes me hate my life because it's fucking expensive.
Yes, it
So-
is. Oh my god.
Hell yeah.
So, I grew up in the car scene.
Yep.
I grew up in the muscle car world. I grew up, you know, I know I've already given shit to Pontiac a lot.
Ponies?
Pontiac. So Pontiac obviously has like their Grand Am and their Grand Prix and whatnot. A lot of my friends had those cars and thought they were driving race cars. It was fucking hilarious. So my big introduction to the car scene as far as like being hands-on was auto shop in high school. So I got the chance there to really work on cars, taking engines apart, putting it back together, putting them back in the car, getting them started, getting them running. And then from there, I started doing it outside, whether it was on my shitty friend's Camry or working on my buddy's Mustang, whatever it was. You know, I've always been somebody that loves the building aspect of it, but really, like my real love of it is just driving. And I think both of you know that very well because anytime we're all together, I'm always fucking driving.
Facts.
So I've always been very much so a feel guy. You put me in any vehicle, I can drive it. Period. I just can. It's just an inherent thing with me that I look at the car, I feel the car out, I get a feel for how it, you know, revs out, how the clutch feels, how the brake feels. All of a sudden, it's like I've been driving the car forever. And I can rip that thing through the mountains like it's fucking nothing. My big love, I think, was living in South Dakota, honestly.
Yeah.
The back
So,
roads,
when-
dude.
Yeah, when I was in South Dakota, especially once I got my ST. When I had my ST, I was up there every weekend, even without you guys, because for me that was my release. I was going through a lot during that time, like a lot. And
Yeah.
both of you guys know we're not going to make it public because it was a fucking terrible time. But you know, for me, that time in my life was the most depressed I've ever been, the most down I've ever felt, and the most defeated I've ever felt. So for me, I needed something, and it wasn't going to be video games because that puts you into a rabbit hole to completely forget about your health, and I wasn't going to do that. If you're not clear-minded during that, you can put yourself into a frenzy where you're playing 12 to 15 hours a day, and there you go. You miss going to the gym, and oh my God, I haven't eaten in 12 hours. Like,
and then
that's
it becomes
fucking
an
terrible.
excuse that like, oh, this is your escape.
Yeah, and then that becomes an excuse that it's your escape. But with driving, it's different, man. Like, you can go everywhere. If you want to go out and get food, you can do that. And guess what? You're still getting enjoyment out of driving your car. The back roads in South Dakota were some of the most beautiful driving roads I've ever been on, especially being from Michigan, where it's construction 24/7. The roads are fucking shit. The weather just completely tears this place up. And there's really not a lot of good driving roads other than northern Michigan. Because in northern Michigan, they don't use salt, they use sand. Unlike down where I live, they use salt, and it fucking destroys your car and destroys the roads.
Yep.
So I'll never forget this. I'll tell a little story of us three together. Brian, Shahan, and I were going out in my ST.
I think I know what story this is.
Yeah, you do. So a couple of months after I got the car, it was like one of the first nice days that we've had in years. It seems like. Because South Dakota, it's winter 9 months out of the year.
True.
Yeah.
So, all of us get into the car, and this is right after I tuned it, right after I did the resonator delete, right after I put the intake on it, put the snorkel in it. I don't think I did anything else at that point. I did a couple other things when I got home, but I think that was it at the time. So. The car had better pedal feel, just overall the car just felt more responsive and quicker. And then suspension in the car was incredible. It was amazing for being a stock fucking $20,000 car. We decided to go up to our favorite road called Iron Mountain Road. And at that point, I've driven that road so many times, I could be blindfolded and drive it no problem. I knew every single corner, every apex, every single time there was a bump in the road and where to slow down. I knew it. And I remember this one time we were going we were going up rather. So we go up, we get all the way up to the top, we get out, we enjoy the view of the mountain, getting up on top of the rocks, seeing Mount Rushmore from where we were, looking it all over and just getting like, all right, let's get back in the car and start driving again. So we get back and we decide to go down a side that we have never gone down before.
Yeah, it's the story.
Only because there's no need to. But we also didn't realize what was on that side. And that's not the big issue here. The big issue is what comes during that. So, and nothing happened to the car, just so you guys know. Everything's fine. We're happy. We're safe. So we're driving down, and I'm like, oh my God, this is incredible. Because the road ends up splitting off into two one-way roads. Yeah, one lane, one-way roads. So it's two curvy-ass, like, constant S sides of the roads going through the fucking trees, and it's beautiful. And then it gets to a point where we're going through tunnels, we're going over bridges and through spirals, and we're just sitting there like, what the fuck is happening? Like, where did this come from? Why didn't we drive this before?
By the way, if you guys want to see this road, just Google Iron Mountain Road on like Google Maps. It'll pop up. It's crazy. It's so twisty.
It's a beautiful road. It's a
amazing.
great. It's literally the treasure in my eyes of a hidden treasure, really, of South Dakota, of the Black Hills. So we stop afterwards and we're like, damn, dude, that was awesome. We're just kind of looking up the mountain, just hanging out for a minute, get back in the car and start driving back the other way to go back up. And at this point, the sun is going down. We have just about no sunlight left. And at this point, I told them, I'm fucking gunning it. I'm going for it. I'm getting from this side all the way to the other side at the other part of the bottom side of the mountain as fast as I got up the mountain the first time. And they're like, oh, fuck. And I'm like, yep. So that's what happens. I go for it. I'm driving as fast as I fucking can while being safe, of course. I know how to handle a car well enough to know when there's understeer, oversteer, whatever it might be. And while we're on one of the single lane roads, a fucking deer jumps across the road and we miss it by maybe a foot. Like, I almost blasted this bitch. Like, this boy was almost smoked. So, we're just sitting there like, what the?
That's coming next.
Okay,
That's coming up.
That's coming next. That's coming next.
Okay.
Come on now, buddy.
I just
Come
wanted
on
to
now.
make sure.
Don't get
I
ahead
just
of
wanted to make sure.
yourself. We're only at the other side of the mountain still, friend. So we get up to the top and we're like, damn, that was sick. All right, time to keep going. And we start going down the other side, which is just a bunch of S's. So just a huge, giant S. So I think it goes down like, I think it's a total of 4 turns, if I'm not mistaken, or 3. So doing really well, doing just fine. And we get over to this area where after you come out, it starts to clear up and there aren't as many trees where you can actually see the fields. A lot of the times, there are bison in those fields.
Yeah.
This time, they weren't in the field, okay? They were on the fucking road. So we come around this big-ass rock on the right side, and all we see in the pitch black are 4 sets of red eyes. And we're like, what? Like, what is happening? Like, I came about, I would say 10 feet from completely smacking into a bison. And
that looked like Satan, by the way.
It looks like fucking Satan. I thought we were going to die. Honestly, I thought it was a fucking chupacabra.
Because it was nighttime.
If people have never seen a bison up close, they are massive. They're bigger than the Focus ST.
And
like easily.
Imagine
my
at
car would have
nighttime.
been totaled.
Imagine
instantly.
it at nighttime when only light is your headlights, and like their eyes are fucking sparkling and glowing like a demon.
It was insane.
Yes.
It was nuts.
It was creepy as hell.
It was creepy as hell, but I'll tell you the funniest part is that like once we got up to that point and I slammed on the fucking brakes, the car goes a little bit sideways. I ended up literally stopping on an angle. So we're sitting there and we're just we sat there for a solid 5 minutes as they just stood there and then eventually moved out of the way. Like they're like, bitch, we're in the road, bro. You got to chill for a minute. And I'm just like, I mean, as long as you don't hit my car, I don't care. Like I'm good. So we get back down to the other side of the mountain when we go home. I don't think I've ever had a clearer head in my life other than that moment.
Bro.
Honestly, like even with all of that shit happening, I think that's one of the things that kind of showed me like how not only how fucking precious life really is, because we almost fucking died by a bison, but also just like the little things in life. Like you really got to appreciate that shit. You know, a lot of people think cars are just an A to B vehicle. They're not. Not for most people, or not for most people, but not for a lot of people. You know, they're literally our way of living. They're how we go about our day. It's what we think about most of the time, because if it weren't for cars, a lot of us probably wouldn't be here. And that's kind of the fucked up part about it, is that, you know, you have these things like the EPA Act that are out right now trying to like EPA is literally trying to fuck us over. And the RPM Act is trying to save that. They're trying to save a beloved pastime from, you know, for 100 years at this point of racing cars and building cars, you know, to completely destroy everything that we've built and that we love. And it's kind of fucked up, but realistically, like the biggest thing that I love the most about cars is driving. I absolutely love driving. I love being in a vehicle. I love, you know, being the pilot and knowing that whatever happens, it's on me. I love that pressure. That's my favorite fucking thing. Rant over.
I'm glad you told that story, because if you didn't, I was going to.
Dude, that's a classic story, man.
Arguably my favorite moment since I've been here.
Yeah.
Easily top 3.
Yeah, I think
True.
it's my number 1 because it's a story that comes out often.
Yeah.
We like never went on that road at night until that day, I swear.
That was the first time, and I think it might have been the last time.
I'm pretty sure it was. The only other time I remember all 3 of us being there was the day we went to take the pictures.
Yeah, with your Focus and your Lancer.
Yeah, because I think that was like the day after Jake got the Focus.
It was.
Yeah, it was definitely recent.
It was right when I got home, or right when I got, home, technically. It was right when I got home.
Yeah, and we were just like, yo, let's go do this right now.
We had to.
God, that was such a good time.
Because if I'm not mistaken, Brian was over my apartment. And then we called you, Shahan.
Oh,
we're like,
yeah.
we're coming to pick you up.
Yep.
And you're like, wait, why? I just woke up. And we're like, we're taking
Yeah.
pictures.
True.
And all we-
And you instantly popped up. You're like, I'm down. Like, that was
Bro.
right when you started this journey of filmmaking and photos and whatnot.
I want to say, because back then all it took was, yo, we want to go do something film related. You were like, all right, bet, I'm there. No questions asked, nothing. Just
Loved it.
all right.
Got
Let's
some
do it.
nice
Literally-
rolling shots too, though.
You would just
Hell yeah.
cancel. You would just cancel everything for that shit, and I loved it. Because it was like, cool. I have something to like. I have like an excuse to get my friend away from whatever the
Yeah.
fuck he's doing. I loved that shit. It was selfish as hell, but I loved it.
Oh yeah, and we all knew, because I think there was another time we went out, and I was just laying in bed. You both just pulled up to my dorm room and were like, "All right, come on, we're going."
I
like,
remember
where-
that.
And I'm like, "Where are we
I
going?"
remember that.
You're like, "I don't know yet, but we'll figure it out." I'm like, "All right, bet."
That was
And we
when you
just
first got
drove.
to the base.
Yeah,
That was that was when I still had the Buick.
yeah, it was.
Bro, don't say the Buick.
Dude, I missed the Buick. I
Dude, that
loved
was-
that car.
That motherfucker ripped sometimes.
Dude, I don't understand how that car was so fucking fast.
The Buick Regal.
Yeah, dude, the Buick Regal was fucking quick.
It wasn't even like the sport model, was it?
No, it was the premium model, but it had the sport engine.
Oh.
So it was just a luxury version with the turbo 4-cylinder. It was a quick car. I loved it.
Oh yeah, that thing be gone sometimes.
Dude, like I remember I was coming home from leave when I still had that car. At one point I was pushing 140.
Oh my
So
god.
I was fucking flying, dude, and it took no time to get there. Like the car spooled and just went.
Wait, did I tell y'all about when me and a friend drove from here, South Dakota, to San Diego because he needed to drop off his car before he before he left? I don't remember. We were in the middle of the night on some random road in Wyoming, running out of gas. We're going 120 down some road. Couldn't even tell you where it was, just to possibly find a gas station. Because the one we stopped at was broken.
Boy.
Whole gas
What?
station. Yes. Dude, and it's like 10:30, 11 at night, middle of nowhere, two black dudes, and I'm like, we're gonna die.
In Wyoming.
In Wyoming, bro. It was
Did you find a gas station?
luckily
How much
We
gas
had,
did
like-
you have left?
we had like 15 miles left.
Oh my God.
Fuck.
15
Yeah.
miles in Wyoming is nothing.
No.
Boy.
Dude, it was oh my god, it was a time. It was
That's
definitely
crazy.
a time.
Wyoming is literally a box.
I know.
Yes.
The
It's a
box
box
states
with
are
nothing in it.
weird. Aren't box states weird?
It's because
So
no
you
one had
drove through
any
like the
better
fucking
idea.
desert then to get to San Diego, didn't you?
Yeah.
How was that?
Dude, it was fun.
I've never
I
been
wish
to
we
that
were-
side of the U.S.
Dude, I wish we were in like a better car because we were just in like a regular Focus.
Yeah.
And we are hauling ass in this thing.
Hey, it doesn't matter what anybody says. The regular Focus actually has some pretty good pickup.
It moves, bro. Like
It's surprising for just and it has super stiff steering too.
yeah. Like
Kinda crazy.
handling that car was super easy.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, honestly, let's move on to our next topic. And Shahan, you're taking the reins on this one, man. This is your car.
All right, car
Hell yeah, brother.
spotlight. So I'm gonna hit you guys with something that I think a lot of people actually have come across, mostly because of a video game, but have forgotten about. Okay, so we're gonna talk about the 2006 Volkswagen Phaeton. I think that's how you say it. So
The Phaeton or
car-
Phaeton?
I think it's Phaeton or Phaeton, something like that. But
I don't know English.
look, this car was in Midnight
Fair
Club 3 Dub Edition. This car was in that game.
Pretty
And
sure I had
at
it.
the time, I didn't think much about it. It was like, oh, it's a Volkswagen, but it was like a luxury car in the game. I came across this car again, like, a couple of years ago, and I decided to look into it. Okay, so it came in two configurations, and the base configuration had a V8, and this
Yup.
the other,
Really?
yes,
Wow.
and the other configuration had a V12.
Jesus Christ.
In a
Absolutely insane to me.
Volkswagen, dude. Like, what? It had a 6-liter Actually, I think it was
Yeah,
a
it was a six.
W12. I think it was a W12, not even a V12.
Yeah, it was.
But
It was a W12.
yes,
Yes.
a 6-liter. Like
Wow,
it
that's
was
just
actually
stupid.
insane. They only came in automatic transmissions, but like even if you look into it, the car has so many features, like so many luxury features that are like kind of unheard of. Like I don't know what Volkswagen was thinking or why they even made this thing, because it only existed for like, at least in like North America, for like 2 years, I think, like 2004 to 2006. And it's just savage. Like, so the name Phaeton or Phaeton derived from like the son of Phobos, is like a Greek god or some shit like that, dude. I don't know. Like this car was fucking crazy though. And just the fact that it had a Volkswagen badge on it, I thought that was kind of wild.
What were like the horsepower numbers on it? You know, like the power numbers?
Yes, I do. 1 second. So the V8 had 335, and the W12.
Oh wow!
The W12 had
Yeah.
444.
That's insane.
Yep.
Wow.
Actually, I think
Dude,
it is,
that W12 probably was really easily tunable too.
maybe it was a V12. I don't know, because on Google it says V12, but on Wiki it says W12.
Because
Who knows?
Well, that's the thing. I know on Touareg, the Volkswagen Touareg, the SUV had a V10.
Dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it would literally like it was extremely good at towing because it has the Audi all-wheel drive system.
I think it was a diesel engine too.
Dude, that's
I think it was a V10
absolutely
diesel, yeah.
nuts.
No, it was a W12. Yeah.
Yeah,
Was
it's a
it?
W12.
Yep.
W12, man. Holy shit.
It also had like this infotainment screen, which I mean at the time was futuristic, but that shit didn't age well. If you guys
Never
want
does.
any more details on this car, I highly recommend watching Doug's video on it, even though he's a weirdo. But hey, he goes
Hey,
over
he's a-
everything, so
He's a weirdo,
Yeah.
he's a weirdo, but we love Doug.
yeah,
We love Doug.
we love him.
He's a weird guy, but we love him.
His video goes over a lot of like all the luxury features and stuff like that.
It's just because when he introduces a car, this is a Volkswagen Phaeton. Every single video.
Boy.
This is a Dodge Viper.
This
Oh my God.
is my
Huh.
He's just a
So,
troll, and I love
I'm looking at like prices.
used ones.
These yeah.
How much?
Apparently it came out at like 120.
God
No
damn.
shit. Wow,
This
Oh
thing
my
was expensive.
bro,
God
you can get a
damn.
Phaeton right now for, or no, maybe I'm thinking the Ayrton or something like that.
Phaeton, the Arteon.
The Arteon, yeah, the Arteon you can get now for like 40, I think.
So it looks like a clean Phaeton. 50 grand.
What
Yeah.
what year?
06.
Damn.
But there's also another one, another 06.
Oh, dude,
For 12.
06 for 50 grand.
Dude,
That's insane.
on
But
on
it has
Wiki,
32,000
look,
miles.
listen, bro.
Wow.
On
It's a relic.
Wiki for related cars is like the Audi A8 and the Bentley Continental GT and shit. Like
Jesus.
that's what Wiki is comparing this car to right now. And the Porsche Panamera, like the S8. That's fucking
Okay,
wild.
but for crying out loud, another little side topic on this. I don't know how to fucking speak. The fucking Porsche Panamera.
Uh-huh.
If you get one from like 2010 to 2012, you can get those for like $30,000 now.
They're less than
Yes, you
30,000
can.
now.
Are they lower than that now?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my god.
They're
Yet the
around
new
like
ones are still-
25.
Dude, instead of buying a
now
fucking
the
new
new ones are
Camry,
going 140,000.
instead of buying a new
Yeah.
Camry or a new Accord, you can just get a Porsche.
Yeah, but you got to think about that. Somebody that's trying to spend $25,000 on a car is gonna get completely massacred by the fucking maintenance cost and the
Oh,
upkeep on a
yeah.
Porsche.
True.
They're not gonna be able to afford that shit.
Wait, they were. Oh yeah, they're rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. The Panameras.
I
Yeah.
priced out the Panamera that I wanted like a year ago. It came out to like 120.
Yeah, dude, they're expensive as shit.
Hell yeah.
The
Fucking nuts.
V6 Panameras were like what 296 horsepower. The V8s were like 395, and then there was the V8 turbos, which were like 400 or 500 horsepower.
Yeah. Well, I think we're gonna move on to this next one. So the way I'm
Okay.
the way
How
I'm
do
gonna
you-
introduce the way I'm gonna introduce this one is gonna be It's not going to be triggering because it's just going to be the fucking truth, but it might be triggering.
This was
to,
my
you know-
idea, so if you guys
Yeah.
get mad at me.
It's
So-
fine. I'm gonna talk some shit.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So, and I'm going to say this longer than what we have written down. Why are car girls generally Asian or white girls that act Asian?
Oh Jesus,
Bro.
yeah. That's a good point.
So
So
Why?
Let me explain why I even brought this up, okay? So I actually hate TikTok, but I got TikTok for the reason of like I want to, post my own content and get like recognized and whatnot. And I came across, because I'm into cars, came across car TikTok, okay? Car
Toxic.
TikTok,
It's
Dude.
so fucking gross.
car TikTok is insanely toxic, but that's a different fucking story, okay? But on car TikTok, there's always like these girls that are like posting, they're always Asian or white, but like they're always, I just saw them everywhere, and like there's no other race that I see on TikTok of girls that are like posting shit about cars. And they always have like, some stanced out, super somehow modified, I don't know where they get this money from, fucking super modified JDM car.
yup.
And I don't know, like it seems like they know a lot about like Japanese culture and stuff like that. Like they have like tea leaves and red cherry blossom fucking decals and all this shit. So
I think I can tackle this one
Okay, do it.
pretty solidly
Go for
because
it.
I know it's a thing. All right. So the reason I think a lot of the car dudes that I've met that are into JDM cars, Asian dudes, right?
hmm
And it usually stemmed from like high school, middle school, that kind of stuff. These girls would usually hang out with those dudes,
oh
right?
no,
Whether they liked them, whether they were just hanging out,
not
that
that
kind
Kevin
of thing. Kevin Wynn, yeah,
Kevin
yeah.
wins.
I knew one had a Honda Civic. Swear to God, that was his name. Not even kidding you.
All their ears are pierced for no reason.
Yeah, dude. And I don't know if the girls would do it to like impress them. I don't know if they did it because they actually thought it was cool. It stuck with some of them. That's why I think most of them are Asian girls because they grew up with those dudes. Either it be like their friends or maybe
Some
their
family
cousins, their
members or
brothers,
some
their
shit.
dads.
Yeah,
their
dude,
relatives.
they're
Yeah.
super tight knit. Like that's just how they are. Like
Yeah.
their whole family and shit.
Also, if you think about it, let's say it was from their dad. Their dad if he's from Japan, the Philippines, Vietnam, anywhere over there,
Skylines.
they bring their car over here. Their daughter grows up watching them work on it, watching him have fun in it, whatever. And then it just keeps going into a family thing.
I could see that.
Maybe the car was a hand-me-down from their dad. Maybe dad was like, "Yo, I know a guy. We'll just get you one here, and we together will start doing this as like a father-daughter thing."
Hey, but I love that though.
Yeah.
I think it's a
that.
dope idea.
That is cool.
It's so amazing. That's what I want to do. If I ever have kids, that's what I want to do.
I'm never having kids.
Okay,
I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat, but if it happens, it happens.
Nope,
but
it's not happening.
here's my issue.
Uncle
If-
Shahan.
Let's say they build it with their brother, whoever. Don't come onto the internet trying to be cool and like act like it was all you. You had all this information. You had all the
Dude,
knowledge.
I
like,
swear to God, that is
Give
the truth.
people their credit.
I
that's
swear half the
cool.
time they're flexing someone else's car. I'm not even
I
joking.
can't stand that shit.
Dude, for certain cars, it's like, I know anyone can learn about these cars. That's fine. Like, that's normal. But certain people are like, yo, did you build this? Because if I talk to you and you have like, oh, yeah, it's a Honda.
Bruh.
Bitch, I can see that it's a Honda.
If
But
you
what
don't
have you done to
continue
it?
on, yeah, if you don't continue on with what you've done to it, you clearly don't know what your car is. Honestly.
Yeah,
I think
and
it's
that's
fine
why,
if they've been a part of like the process of doing all the mods.
Yeah,
maybe
but being
not-
part of the process means you know.
Well,
but
what if they don't
there's-
know? Like, what if they just helped? You know what I mean?
that's cool. You can help. That's perfectly fine.
yeah.
If you
But
had
be
something
honest
to
with
do
it.
with
Don't flex.
yeah.
Exactly,
Don't flex it just
exactly.
because.
Don't
I
say, yeah,
agree.
I did all this stuff myself, but homeboy sitting behind you was like, well, that's funny
Well, yeah.
because I'm pretty sure I
'Cause on-
put in a lot of the wrench work too.
Because on TikTok, there's no one else in the picture but the girl. It's just the girl.
Exactly.
And like
Also,
you
some of
know
them are
damn
just-
well, there's someone. There has to be someone else involved in this. Whether
Bro,
it's
and
go ahead.
like, there's also the part of it where it's like sometimes they're just flexing to flex. You know, they don't really give a fuck about the car. Oh yeah, I got it from X, Y, and Z person. Who gives a fuck? I bought it like this.
There are some girls who are genuinely genuinely into cars though. I could
Yes,
see
there
that as
are.
well. Yeah.
And
like
we-
Colette. You guys know who Colette is?
No.
No.
It's Adam LZ's girlfriend. She's a professional
yeah.
driver and getting
Mm.
into drifting now.
So the
That's
way
sick.
I got introduced to a lot of car people was female friends I had back home, because they were like, "Oh yeah, I know this dude. He does this. I can introduce y'all, or here's his Instagram. Tell him you know me, and y'all can probably start talking off that." And it's like, dope, awesome, whatever. You help me out, cool.
Were they hosts?
But
I'm kidding.
no, I don't know. I don't know their business. That's not about me.
I'm kidding.
But it's like, yo, don't flex it and just be like, oh yeah, I did all this stuff. Or you're like posing in front of somebody else's car all the time and you act like you're into the car scene.
Yeah.
Also,
Let me
I just wanted to
Go
be
ahead,
known.
Sean.
There's nothing wrong with like this topic. Like, why are
No,
most
not at
car
all.
girls Asian? Like, there's nothing
It's
wrong
just-
with that. Like, I don't.
It's so apparent.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Or it's white
We're
girls
just
trying to
wondering
act.
why. You know, we're just kind of speculating on why is that
Yeah.
the case.
And like I mean, when I was growing up, when I was 16, 17 years old, I literally had a Filipino car friend group.
Mm-hmm.
Like 5 fucking Filipino guys with their Asian girlfriends, and then me and my buddy John, the 2 white dudes.
John,
Yeah.
Yeah, John.
what about Chad?
Not Chad. No Chad.
No Chad, no Brad.
We don't allow Chads or
Brad.
Brads.
So,
What about Kyle?
Let me,
Kyle's a good one.
No, definitely not.
let me tell y'all a story about a white girl who acted Asian, who tried to scam me out of some stuff because I was cool with her boyfriend.
Did she have stuffed pandas in the background of her Twitch stream?
She did.
You're lying.
I swear to God.
What?
joking.
I swear to God.
Boy.
Oh my god.
I'll
Okay.
show y'all the dude's Instagram. Like, it's her ex now, but I'm like I said, I'm cool with this dude. Like, I was super cool with him.
Okay.
Like, we would go to another friend's house, work on cars all day in the summers. It was like a great time. Me and her had the same car. I had just gotten rid of my Raceland coils for some Megans,
Your TC.
and I'm like, yo, yeah, on my TC. And I'm like, yo, I don't need these anymore. I'll give them to you for a fucking steal. Raceland coilovers are $500. I'm giving them to you for $250. And because I'm cool with your boyfriend, you can pay me in payments. You can do half now, half later. I don't care.
I thought you were about to say
What's up?
something else. Never mind.
No. Because this girl, an actual fucking mess, a shit show, if you will.
Yikes.
Uh,
That's a lot of people in
Yo.
our generation.
so I give her the coils. She's like, all right, well, here's $200 now. I'll give you the rest later. I'm like, all right, bet. I don't give a
50?
fuck. Yeah, it's $50. Remember that. That number is important because it's not a lot of money.
Yeah, why couldn't you just pay an extra 50? Like what?
A dumb bitch, Shahan. That is why. Homegirl disappears like off the face of the earth.
No, not for
Like,
$50. You're
bro,
lying. You're lying.
I swear to God, I
Not
didn't see
for
her boyfriend.
$50, bro.
Shahan, I didn't see her boyfriend for like 4 months. I would message her and be like, "Yo, like it's $50. Are you like, what's good?"
Not for 50.
Nothing.
Bro.
Not even. And you know what? If it was like I was left on red, I'd be like, "Cool, you're scamming me." I wasn't even left on red.
Like she was
She
reading
wouldn't
that
look
shit.
at the message.
I'm fucking
Bro,
dead.
She would see that shit in the notification, then just delete it, not even look at
Yeah.
it.
Hey,
And I'm
dude,
like, all right,
pay me
that's
$5 for this can of Coke. I'm only gonna pay you 4 actually, and I'm gonna run away. Like it's so weird.
Son,
That's so
I-
weird.
I kid you not.
god.
I was looking for this girl for like. fuck, what
Why?
did I say,
Why were you
4
even
months?
pressed over $50? It's $50
Because
for
I'm
her to
like,
leave
yo.
your ass alone.
Bro, and I'm
Because
like,
he
yo,
lived in
it's
fucking San Diego.
$50.
That shit's expensive.
It was also like everyone before I did this was like, yeah, she's good for it. Even before these two were dating, she's always been good on us. Like, don't worry, we got you. She disappeared. I would ask them like, yo, have you seen him? Have you seen her? They were like, nope. They up and vanished. We would go to car meets that they hosted. He wouldn't be there.
For $50.
Bro,
Why were they so shady over $50?
Why?
I have no clue. I never got an answer, but one day, like, I hit him up because I'm like, yo, bro, like, we were cool. Like, what's really going on? And I just get a Cash App for $50.
Wait, how
And I'm
much
like-
later? How much later?
This was like 4 or 5 months later.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, yo, you couldn't do this months ago and we would have been straight? Like, that's
Oh
why
my
I have this,
God.
like,
And
mentality of,
you didn't even come at him weird. You just said, "Hey, bro, are we cool? Like, what's going on?"
yeah. Because I'm like, yo, you dead ass disappeared on the world. Like, what happened? And these are people who would post regularly on Instagram. Like, he would post his gymnastic
Bro.
stuff because he was doing that too on the
You
side.
had so much power over
Nothing.
them for $50.
Bro, Shahan, I shit you not, I was so confused. And a week after he paid me, they started showing up again.
Oh my god.
And I was like,
dude.
what the fuck did I miss?
Brian
Am I
was a
tripping?
straight,
Yo,
Brian
there's-
was a
there's
straight
more-
fucking gangster out
There's
there in
more
San
to
Diego.
this. No,
There's more to it that I never heard.
yeah,
and
there's
I don't-
more to their story that they're not
Dog,
admitting.
You know what's
She
funnier
wanted
than
Brian.
that? I did not want her at all. The funnier thing is,
Boy.
after he paid me, I found out, oh, they broke up. And I'm like, huh. Why?
So they paid.
Why would she break up with
Yeah.
him? Because they seemed happy. Obviously, I don't know what happens behind closed doors.
when they disappeared, some fucked up shit happened.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
And you
the
got
small
paid
break
after the
for sure.
breakup.
Yeah,
The guy paid you or the girl?
the guy paid me.
So the girl didn't want to pay you then.
Dude, I never heard from her again.
Maybe
And
she
I'm
like
like,
has people tied in her basement or something.
probably.
and does
Maybe
some
he was
fucked up
there.
Shit.
I don't know.
He was trapped there and he couldn't pay you, dude.
Son, and I was just like, yo, it like me and him talked about it and he was like, yeah, bro, I don't it was she made it a whole thing. She made it seem like there was more going on. And I'm like, I just wanted the money for my coils cuz I
Wait,
was trying to buy
what?
wheels at the time.
This dude thought that you and her had a thing.
He thought something was going on and I'm like,
That's so weird.
I was like, did I
That's so weird.
bro.
It was so crazy to me. I was sitting there like, did I do something? Like, did I say something maybe?
Yeah, you asked for
'Cause mind
$50.
Mind you, the meetup that, like, when I gave her the coilovers was all of 15, 20 minutes.
Oh
I was
my
like, oh, yeah,
God.
our homeboy knows how to put them in. He did it for my
Bro.
Megans. He'll do it for, like, in, like, 25, 30 minutes because somehow dude was a fucking wizard.
Listen, you had
You got
so
this.
much power over this couple, over $50 that you made them break up over it.
Dog,
Bro, I'm
That-
telling you, Brian was a gangster in
You're
fucking
literally a
San
god.
Diego.
Like you,
son.
you hold all 6 stones in your left hand right now.
He is fucking Thanos.
Dog. And when I tell you, like, I was just like, yo, can I just get my money for it? It was
Oh
the
my
most
God.
insane situation. And everyone around me was like, yeah, no, I don't know what's up with what happened to her. I don't know what's going on with her. She started going to car shows after we had Extreme Auto Fest. She would go to car shows like that. Would not talk to any of us. Wouldn't even look our way.
But she talked to other people.
Yeah. She had a new group of friends and everything, bro. I was like, what the fuck
Damn.
just happened?
She been through some crazy character development. All over
Shit,
$50.
maybe. And look, maybe he was a piece of shit. I do not know. I was just trying to.
Get your money.
I got my 50. I'm straight.
That's actually
That's crazy,
hilarious.
Wow.
That's funny.
Well, that's a good fucking story to switch over to the last topic of the night, man. And I think I'm honestly I'm kind of fucking confused on this one. But I guess I kind of understand it.
You
I'm gonna
disagree with it?
I mean, in some cases, yeah. So I'm gonna let the boys take this over for a minute. Car games suck now. Why?
All right. We're not saying all, but
Most.
let's be real. If it wasn't for Forza, what game is keeping the racing genre alive?
Okay, never mind. Okay, now I understand.
Yeah.
Forza is the only game, in my opinion, that's actually doing well in the racing and even car world. So now I kind of understand, but I'll let you guys continue.
Also,
So,
go
my
ahead,
bad,
Brian.
go ahead.
No. You
all right.
you go because my point's gonna be kind of long.
All right. So I'm looking at a list of games that have come out recently, right? The only games here that aren't shit in my opinion. Need for Speed Heat, not because it's a good game. It was just fun to play with multiple people, and Assetto Corsa. I think those two aren't the best. They're not on Forza's level, in my opinion. They're really good. What else do we have to come out? Fucking The Crew 2. Come on now. Don't.
Is that out already or no?
It came out like 2 years ago, and it was on sale the week after it came out.
Yeah, I don't remember.
What
it ever
about
coming
Real
out.
Racing 3? Actually, that's old as hell.
Project Cars is cool, but I haven't played the new ones. The only other game that I can think of that really came out when like next gen consoles came out was Dirt. And
Dirt?
Never played Dirt.
Honestly, I loved the rally aspect of Dirt, but honestly, the only way you can really embrace it is if you have a sim.
What about Asphalt?
It was shit.
and
Isn't that
look,
like on your phone though?
Still
I
shit.
think so.
And on the Switch for some reason?
Yeah, they put it on the Switch too. It's still garbage.
If we
Always will be.
there are indie games coming out right now, or not coming out, but that I've played recently that are racing games. The only one that I like will go back to is Streets of Japan.
Never
Because-
heard of it.
It's literally just like God, what is that game called? I can't think of the name. Doesn't matter. It's drifting. That's it.
Dude,
Kinda like the sound of
you okay? Here's my take on everything, right? Okay, so look, when you look at any of like, let's say like 2010 and up car games, can you think of like any like classics? Like you can't, right?
Forza Horizon 3.
That's-
Let's take Forza out of this conversation
Yeah. Oh,
as a whole because
no.
we think those are good
No.
games.
None, because in my opinion, before 2010, the last good game that was made was like, okay, the last good game that was
the
made, or
undergrounds
last
or like
two,
Midnight Clubs or Gran Turismos or some shit like that.
let's say 2005 to 2010.
Mhm.
The last two games that I remember actually enjoying that were custom, open world, good racing.
I like Midnight Club
Were-
LA.
Midnight Club LA was good in that, and because that was 2005 through 2009. That's when those came out. Because Need for Speed Los Angeles in 2009 was good. Need for Speed LA was a little iffy.
What was that next? Hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry, Midnight Club.
Yeah.
But Need for Speed Most Wanted and Need for Speed Carbon.
I was gonna
Those
say
were
'cause that Need for Speed game in LA was dick.
Underground was
Shit.
like the biggest in like Need for Speed though.
Yeah, but that was 2004, I think. 2005.
There's two of them.
Yeah,
Well,
there's one
anyway,
and two.
here's my point though. Like, I think the new car games have lost the culture, the feel, the vibe. Like, it's just not the same. Like, I don't get the same feeling
No.
that I got as a kid playing like Midnight Club Dub or like Underground 2. Like, there's just a certain feeling that you would get playing those games, right? Like, you felt like you were in that world. Like, you felt like you're street racing in like this world and like your character matters and shit like that. And these new games, I
Yeah.
feel like, I don't know. Like, I don't care for any of the NPCs or like any of
Yeah.
like the characters. I don't care for any of them at all.
Bro,
Like,
I shit you not. I could care less about the story of Need for Speed Heat.
yeah, same.
I only
Like, I don't care
enjoyed
about the
it.
cops. I don't give a fuck.
No. Leave the night racing in that game made it almost unplayable for me. Stupid as hell. Forza is the only Forza has the entire genre in my opinion. by
It
the
really
balls.
does. It does. Because it has the track racing, and then it has the open world enthusiast shit. And it's amazing. Like, they did such a good job, and I'm so excited for the fifth one to come out. But I think one of the biggest things that stands out to me, when it comes to Need for Speed at least, is how they were going for a realistic feel in the game, and then Need for Speed. Wait, no, that's Midnight Club. I'm sorry, but Need for Speed, Most Wanted, and then Carbon were the last two really good ones, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden they fucking released Pro Street, and I
Dude,
never have been
boy.
so disappointed in a game because they went towards a track racing, which I was okay with, but they just butchered it because here's the thing: Need for Speed Carbon and Need for Speed Most Wanted had a somewhat realistic feel to the game. They just continue to get more and more fucking animated. Just
Yeah,
making it like it's so fucking stupid. Like, you can update the graphics however you fucking want, but when all I have to do is press a button and my car drifts on its own, I'm not having fun. If I'm
said
not doing
Pro
it on my
Street?
own, Yeah, Pro Street was garbage.
That was 2007. So
It was right after Carbon, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, Hot Pursuit 2 was 2002.
Loved it, dude.
Underground,
So good.
the first Underground was 2003. The second one was 2004. Need for Speed Most Wanted was 2005, and then Carbon was 2006. So
that
those
lineup
are like the
that
golden
you just
years.
said,
Yeah, those were the golden years.
Underground was a good start. Underground 2 set the standard for that part of it.
Mhm.
Most Wanted perfected it, and Carbon was a nice twist on it. And then it was shit from there.
Yeah.
It
Also,
was fucking shit.
Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition was 2005. So that was the same year as Most Wanted.
Most Wanted. I played both of those. Like, no joke, I would play one game for an hour and then go to the other one.
I
was
love
so good.
Dub Edition. Dude, I love that shit. That was
Dub
probably
Edition
my favorite.
Remix was stupid.
That was probably my favorite.
Yeah, Dub Edition
Also,
Remix was really dumb.
Let's not forget. I don't remember if it was last year or the year before. Super Street the game.
Super Street.
A bottom 5 game I've ever seen. I was so excited when I heard, dude. I thought it was going to be like, oh man, they're going to try to do. Okay, so it was 3 years ago. Dude, the game.
That's very recent.
I've never even heard of that shit. Like that's
Dude, that fucking
released.
That released after Horizon 4.
Yeah.
Damn.
And they
what?
shit the bed.
Yeah. Horizon 4 released in 17?
What was that one Need for Speed that was like the one before Heat? What was that Need for Speed? That was just Need for Speed?
It was just Need for Speed, and it was awful.
Yeah, that one was trash.
And then they tried to make.
that.
Didn't they try to make another Most Wanted, and it was a flop?
They did.
That was 2014, I think. Yeah.
No joke, I have not played another Need for Speed since they flopped on Pro Street, and then I stopped playing.
I played Heat with Brian. It's actually pretty fun, but
I refuse to buy it because I just don't like that series anymore.
I could not care for in the least. Fuck the storyline.
Like I said, Heat is only fun when you're playing with other people.
Need for Speed Payback was 2017.
Payback was shit.
Payback was god awful.
I just don't understand why they went to the animated style.
They tried to put
R34
fun on the front page to make it sell more.
And I'm pretty sure
it's just fucking shit. Go, Brian.
I'm pretty sure in Super Street they don't have actual licenses for games or for cars.
You're lying.
I'm not. Don't quote me on this, but from what I've watched, I don't think cars had like their real names. And it's like...
It's kind of like with GTA then.
Yeah, and it's what the fuck am I playing if this is the focus?
But the difference between GTA 5 and, that game is that GTA 5 actually designs their cars in the game.
Yo, have you guys
heard of amazing.
Need for Speed Rivals?
Yes, I have.
It was shit.
That was 2013.
It was fucking terrible.
I've never heard of this. Ready? Need for Speed The Run.
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah,
you
know what? No. I actually played The Run.
I don't remember that.
Dude,
I played the demo.
Need for Speed Shift?
Shift was terrible.
Another bad game.
I played The Run, Brian, and I had fun playing it because the story was really good.
That's fair.
But other than that, the game was shit.
Yeah, no,
but the story,
I never got into it.
It's just a Mustang.
So I got really excited of Need for Speed The Run because it reminded me of Most Wanted with the trailer and with the demo, just with like the driving style and how it looked and how it acted.
There's a Shift 2.
Yeah, dude, garbage.
Ew. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Garbage.
What if they remade a Midnight Club game?
I don't want them to.
I don't want them to. Leave the legacy where it lies.
Yeah, because look at most of the games that have been remade lately.
You're right. Need for Speed cannot carry the torch anymore.
Dude, the last good remaster I remember or remake is probably Resident Evil. And that's just completely different genre.
Hey, look up when Forza 4 came out. The
just
track game, not
4?
the Horizon game.
Yeah, regular 4.
2018.
Forza 4 did not come out.
Never mind. Why did?
Yeah, no, you're a little.
Fucking Horizon just came up, like not regular 4.
It's only showing me Horizon.
Yeah, it's not showing me the other Forza. Like what?
Forza 4 Motorsport. Look that up.
There we go. I see it. That one is 2011.
So when
Xbox
Forza
360.
So when
good
Forza
game.
4, when Forza 4 Motorsport came out, that set the standard for every Forza game coming out after.
Even
Because
Horizon.
right after, because after 4 came out, Horizon came out, and then 5 came out, and then Horizon 2 came out, and then Forza 6 came out, and then Horizon 3 came out, and then 7 came out, and then after that, Horizon 4 came out. And every single one of those fucking games were amazing.
What's the main difference between Horizon and regular Forza?
So
regular Forza
it's
like on
actually
a track only.
So
Okay.
it's actually not the main difference. So it's a huge difference, but the thing with it is if you play Forza 7, okay, play Forza Motorsport 7,
Yep.
and then play Forza Horizon 4, it is a completely different driving experience.
One's like a sim and one's like an arcade.
One is a
racing.
sim,
Okay.
I don't even know if I can really consider Horizon to be an arcade type of game because it drives so realistic.
But it's not.
Once
they're not trying to be like a sim. They're trying to be more fun.
No, they're trying to be more fun. But that's the thing that I love about the motorsport ones is that the tuning options are you can change your tire pressure with each individual tire instead of it just being the entire set or just front and back. The amount of tuning options you can do in that game compared to Horizon is kind of nuts.
Horizon,
and that's the thing.
For the casual.
Horizon is more for the enthusiasts and the people that want to do open world racing and have a lot more fun. And then motorsport is more for the actual
track oriented people.
Racers and track oriented. I love them both, so I've played them both a shit ton.
Look,
so in the regular motorsports, you can't just drive around, like it's not open world at all.
No, but you can set a no timer and unlimited laps on a track and just fuck around if you wanted to.
Got you.
I think,
but some of the tracks are beautiful. So
the biggest thing that Forza did, as far as like kind of killing off its competition, do you guys remember Gran Turismo?
Yep.
Yes.
A good game, right? Like actually a good game.
Like
I played it up until like the second one or third one, I think.
Yeah, they haven't released a game since 2017.
Yeah, that was the last one. I think it was 6. Was
it even good though? The last one that they made?
I don't know. I never really heard about it.
It was nothing compared to Forza.
Forza killed it.
Their graphics were amazing, but that was about it. The driving experience was shit.
They absolutely killed off the Gran Turismo series. And I think that says everything. Like, they were so good. Sony was like, yo, can we compete? Probably fucking not.
Those were sim racing, right? So
they
specifically sim, yes.
So they were like Forza Motorsports direct competition then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Well,
and it
to be fair, then Forza 7 came out, I think, the same year.
And here we are.
I thought Forza 7. Wait, when did you say Gran Turismo came out?
2017. Forza 7 is also 2017. Yep.
Yeah.
So they were direct competitors to each other.
Direct competitors, and Forza 7 completely destroyed it.
What is
well,
like
that's the thing.
Xbox
Brian,
versus fucking Sony at that
pretty
point?
much. So
Versus
Brian,
PlayStation.
remember when I got my apartment and then I bought the Xbox One X?
Yes.
That was the first game I got on it. Was Forza 7.
Oh, believe me, I'm aware.
Yeah, I played the shit out of that. And then Horizon 4 came out, and I played the shit out of that. We should make that
a topic: Gran Turismo versus Forza.
I'm down.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
It's actually interesting. I didn't know that they're like such direct competitors. Like they're not even available on the other platform. Like it's just
they were both exclusive.
And Xbox. That's it.
And I'm not gonna say Forza is the only reason that they don't put out games anymore. It's hard to argue that it can stand up against that.
It just can't.
Yeah.
It just can't. Period. It's just. Forza has so much support from so many different sponsors that, I mean, the wheel selection alone is incredible.
It also doesn't help that Gran Turismo, whenever they put it out, was more of a tech demo than an actual game. They just wanted you to see how pretty it could look and how nice some of the cars sounded.
Well, in my opinion, that's the only thing Sony ever does.
Yeah.
That's literally Sony's main thing, is to make you feel good instead of actually giving you a proper gaming experience.
Wait, did we ever talk about Project Cars 2?
We did not. Project Cars is a good game.
Okay.
I've heard decent things about it, but it just
Yeah.
still just doesn't compare.
No.
It doesn't
That's
have
another competitor
the
to like
selection.
Forza 7 and the new Gran Turismo.
Was it?
Yeah, because
Project
that also came out in
Cars?
2017.
Yeah.
So those are like that's like a trio of.
And from what I
fuckery.
remember, that game actually did pretty well.
And that was on
but
every
it just-
platform.
It was, but it
Mhm.
just again, it just didn't compare to Forza.
I'm trying to remember which game. I think it's Assetto Corsa
Seto Kaiba?
where you can mod it to where you can just drive open world on a Japanese freeway.
No way.
That was like their big thing. Well,
Yeah,
that was
Assetto Corsa had a lot of fucking mod support, dude.
I've
It was
never played
yeah.
Assetto Corsa, but I've heard of it.
I think I
You have
own
a
it.
PC. You should play it.
Yeah, but I
I'm
don't
pretty
have
sure I own it.
a fucking steering wheel.
Play with a controller.
Ew.
Drive around. Have fun.
I'd rather just drive my car.
I am literally a
Wait,
world record holder
Guys,
in fucking
I'm-
Horizon 3 for crying out loud.
I'm gonna hit you guys with some memories. Ready?
With a controller.
What
Ready?
you got?
Project Gotham Racing.
Oh my god.
Do you remember that
I don't
shit?
remember. I don't remember if that game was good or not, but I definitely.
I don't remember if it was
wasn't.
good either,
It
but I remember
wasn't.
that I played it. as
It
a
wasn't
kid.
good. It was not good. I remember it. It was shit.
Project Gotham 2 was in like Sydney, right? And then
I think
Yeah.
so.
and they always had like the fucking Ferrari F40 or the F50 or like the Enzo on their cover.
Yeah, it was not good.
And then dude, the fucking Burnout series too.
Burnout was
Burnout,
always
dude.
good, in my opinion.
Burnout was so fun.
Burnout
But you know
It
what?
was
Paradise.
just
I
so
never-
stupid. It was hard.
I never considered it a racing game.
Yeah, it
No,
was too arcadey.
it was an arcade game. It was an arcade game for sure. It was an arcade game that happened to have cars.
Yeah.
True.
Also, and this is super fucking old. The old
Project
Initial D
Gotham.
games from like arcades and stuff. Those were fun,
Never played
If-
them.
dude. They were.
Didn't even know
they
they
were
were a
amazing.
thing.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So if
Project
if-
Gotham had good graphics for the time.
Yeah, but the
well,
game.
yeah, for the time. Let's see. Yeah, dude. Initial D Arcade Stage 5 is what I
The
played.
game?
Yeah.
What the hell? They made a third Project Gotham Racing? No way.
When 2005?
They made a fourth one.
What?
They made a Ferrari edition in 2009. What the hell?
Oh my god! Wow, it's kind of surprising.
And apparently it's on
actually
mobile
insane.
too. Apparently it's on mobile.
Well, of course, it's on mobile. Every failed game goes to mobile.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all they do is just fucking. They just port it over for free.
They port it over for free, and then on top of that, they literally make it so you're like, if you're playing a shooting game on that, your aim assist is pretty much you just click sideways and it locks onto their head because it's so hard to play.
Fucking dead.
That's a
Unless you have like a
waste.
fucking ROG phone or some shit,
Yeah,
or like the Razer
it's
phone.
insane. It's nuts.
But yeah, dude, they've dropped the ball with racing games completely.
really have. I love the fact that Forza is at the top, but at the same time, it's kind of depressing. You know,
It's-
like it sucks.
I'm
Like, I
not
want
gonna
more.
say it has. I'm not gonna say it has the same issue as like games like Madden because they have no competition, but Forza was good enough to kill out its competition on its own, whereas Madden had to buy itself or had to
Yeah.
buy a license to kill its competition.
Yeah.
That just speaks to how good Forza is.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I'd
Just
rather
one.
just drive my car in real life, and that's why I kind of stopped playing car games.
Well, yeah, but that's not always an option.
Yeah, for,
Yeah, buddy,
For some people,
I currently drive a GMC Terrain because I'm trying to buy a house. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't help I bought a second car and I'm trying to buy a house.
terrain.
Yeah.
Get that VA
Oh, well.
loan, boy.
Oh yeah, I'm going to.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do too. I think I might have found a condo. So,
Hell
but
yeah.
you know
Condo?
what? Before I get onto that, let's end this because
Yeah.
we've been going on for a little over an hour now. But thanks everybody for listening. Episode 6 was. We got really honest with this one, man. Got in our feels a little bit.
Yeah.
About what really brought us into this incredible life.
About
that
the car
we,
girls? I'm
about
kidding.
the car girls. It's crazy. But thanks everybody for watching. We'll catch you in episode 7.
Peace.
Peace.